All right, here we are.
No
Hello.
sleeves stream. No sleeves stream. No sleeves stream. No. Sean would have chanted. Sean would have chanted.
If you got sleeves on, you're not really streaming right.
If
No.
Sean were still alive, he would have chanted.
No,
with
we're
me.
leaning into the we're leaning into the skin. We're no
That's
better
right.
than your average Twitch streamers.
All we have is sex appeal. That's no sleeves till Brooklyn is correct, Randall. Hi, everybody.
Hello,
welcome
everybody.
to Save Point Society. It's the
good
July
evening.
1st, Canada Day, as I've been informed.
Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day. We were very jealous.
And in honor of Canada Day, most subbing to the stream even before we got live, like trying to dodge the hype is crazy.
You good, Gate? Need some Mo.
Wait, if somebody subs, do they get a we don't have really a thing for that, do we?
I think is that the
Oh, that's nepotistic subscribing, but you know what? We're gonna
It
take
absolutely
it, 'cause
is.
We're not.
is it don't tell Jeffrey Bezos that I have become an Ouroboros of stream subscriptions.
Amazing.
Is this how you're gonna hide money? You have
Absolutely
a
it
numbers
is.
background.
I give them $150 a year. They can give me a few pennies back.
Guess so.
It's
Guess so.
it's only
Crazy.
fair.
Watching
Hey,
Brandon commit crimes.
I appreciate that, actually.
Yeah.
I like that you're using this to pay yourself.
Absolutely. Well, don't tell anybody. We got to keep it hush hush. But hey, for those of you who are new, I am Brandon. Right above me there, that's going to be the good Dr. Max. Bringing the vertical caboose down there. That is, of course, our sweet once again alive Corbin, and he's going to be running the game this evening. Corbin, why don't you tell us about the game you've chosen for us this lovely evening?
This is a small little independent game. Just came out recently. Nobody's
Sure is.
ever heard of it before. It is called Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Some of you that may be a little bit older, like Max, probably played this in the early 2000s. It's just, it's a good skateboard game. The soundtrack's probably the best part, but we don't have royalty-free music on that, so no one gets the soundtrack tonight.
No. We came up with a solution. We're gonna have a solution once you start playing, and it's, I think, seamless, and nobody's gonna notice the difference. But yeah, this game is very much. I remember it coming out and getting it for my PlayStation 1 and playing the absolute hell out of it forever and ever.
By the way, Mo subscribed and he said to pick Rodney, so I think by you're legally bound to pick Rodney for Mo.
Can you guys hear the alerts, Brandon and Corbin, or no?
Oh,
I'm getting mustard band right now.
I just turned the audio on the stream. And, oh yeah.
Okay, just checking.
You want me to be Rodney Mullen? All right.
I mean,
he's got good balance,
really...
good spins, but his air sucks. But that's all right.
He doesn't need to leave the ground.
Surprise.
He's Rodney Mullen. He's just on the ground. It's doing amazing.
We hired
things.
a live band to replace the music.
We did, absolutely. By the way, did the introductions,
that's right.
but we're missing somebody.
Yeah, like I said,
Did
once
you
again,
say he's missing?
yeah, I said rest in peace already. But in case
I missed it.
Yeah, the good doctor missed it. So just to reiterate, we usually, well, I can't say that we usually have 4. That actually is a rare occurrence these days. But we usually have our dear sweet Sean, who has since departed, and I didn't think of how that happened. So if either of you gentlemen would like to pretend like we're not coming up with this on the spot and say what happened to him, I would be so obliged.
From what I understand, he went on a Tinder date that did not go very well. She kidnapped him and took him down across the border into Guadalajara. So he's going to be down in Mexico for a little while, and I don't know if he's going to be able to come back because they don't like people.
Do we need our music? Hold on. Let me get the music ready.
Into the country from Mexico.
Get our royalty-free, perfectly attuned music.
Let's see if I can hear that on the... Well, I would say that Sean could be working on his tan, but if he tries to tan, he's going to actually die, so...
It's probably true.
Let's see.
Sean is very pale. I don't know if anybody knew that about Sean.
Unfortunately, this music's actually lining up pretty well if everybody can hear it.
I can't hear anything, so...
chat, you got that music coming across? That sweet, sweet royalty-free jazz?
Oh, damn it.
Never
Use your
forget
goal
Jacob,
tonight,
that's
Corbin,
right.
to beat all stages. I don't think I can. Hold on. Let's see. I'll work on it. I'll get it out this year.
So I think the only Tony Hawk game I ever played was 2, and it was strictly soundtrack based. Never got any good at this. Always was a poser when it came to any kind of skating stuff. I definitely had Osiris shoes that I wore in high school because that made me cool and punk rock. But that's as far as I went.
It's as far as you went?
As far as I went with the skater stuff. Yeah, I never could could do it. Never was skilled enough.
You learn how to do like a kickflip?
Whoa! I think I might have mentioned this on stream once before, but I did try to do either a kickflip or an ollie one time. The one time that I had an actual skater friend come over and try to train me, and I summarily launched the skateboard into our garage door, and that was the end of my pro skating career.
We're going to tweak the audio levels behind the scenes, and I'm just like breaking one thing and then fixing the other. All right, turn down the game. I got the music up. Let me know out there if you can hear the music. Again, it's kind of, I'm a little sad it's actually fitting.
I can't even hear it, so I'm assuming that the music's really good.
It is.
Okay, as long as the stream can hear it.
All right. I tweaked down the game again, Judas.
So it's been a really long time since I played this game. Like, I think pretty much since I had it in was that high school? It had to have been high school.
Yeah, it would have been high school. Definitely late high school.
When did? Are you talking about the original Tony Hawk? Because that would have been PS1, right?
Yeah, it was the original one. I had it, I think, on the N64.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that it came out on both. I just remember in my head, it's vividly such a I can picture the PlayStation cover art so clearly. Yeah, 1999. So I actually wasn't quite in high school yet.
Yeah, it would have been junior year.
Are you still in grade school?
Correct. Yeah, I was just getting started,
What's
brother.
in here?
Yeah. You going exploring?
I guess so.
This is different.
Yeah.
This is different, right?
Slightly better than the PS1 graphics.
Just a little bit.
Not dramatically so, but
Apparently
slightly.
there's a wind tunnel now. Again, it has been a long time since I played this, so we're winging this tonight.
We're reorienting ourselves to being pro skaters.
Yeah, I mean, some of this does feel familiar, but
is it like a training course, or do you have to I don't actually remember how this game works. Is it just like you have to get enough points in the time limit?
Yeah, so it's like you want to collect all these, like hit the barrels, like collect all the letters so you can do the skate challenge, which I'm clearly not doing.
Ooh, good
and then
question,
like
Mo.
you get enough points to like move on to like the next level, if I remember right.
Mo asks who among us is the most accomplished skater. Obviously I'm on another level, but I know Max used to skate, but I don't know how prolific you were. I honestly don't remember.
I don't think anybody would tell me I was prolific. I think basically I got into skating kind of later in high school. I got to the point where I could drop into a bowl and then not die. I couldn't really do anything beyond that.
That sounds like the scariest thing I could possibly imagine.
You can hear the music now. That's fine. Okay, cool.
That sounds so scary.
I think we're dialed in. Dropping into the bowl. That was, you know, a couple times. The first couple times didn't go well, but once you commit to it, it's not too bad. Again, I couldn't do anything other than at this particular skate park, kind of rocket out the other end of it because I don't know if it was geometrically perfectly designed as a skate bowl went. It sort of had more of a launch ramp out. And then Yeah, so I could basically launch ramp out, do a tiny ollie, and then skate away. And that was probably the height of my achievement. I probably attempted 80,000 kickflips, and I don't think I ever landed one.
I honestly wonder if that puts you in like, I know that like in gym culture, you hear that like less than 1% of dudes can bench 225. I kind of wonder if actually being able to successfully drop in and do an ollie puts you in the top 1% of like people who have ever attempted skating. I kind of feel like it's going to be way up there.
I don't know. A kickflip's definitely a measure, like, because it takes so much coordination just to do it, and there's always a fear of like you're just gonna land wrong and just eat it. Corbin, did you ever land a kickflip? You skated. You were probably a better skateboarder than I was.
Absolutely shatter your ankles.
Kickflips, but my ankles will forever give me trouble because of skateboarding. Like, they will never be not painful. Like, every morning when I get up, like, my feet and ankles hurt. I don't want to collect all these things. Okay. I need to get 50,000 or better, and then we can
do it.
To another level.
I think my inspiration to try to learn skateboarding was that I saw the music video for Skater Boy, and I was like, "Can I get an Avril Lavigne if I learn how to skate?" And that's all that it took.
Yeah, I also
somehow that tracks. It doesn't surprise me at all.
100%.
Cake-Up, I don't know if he was comfortable sharing that fact, but since it's out there, Corbin, do you want to let our listenership and viewership know that you were a rollerblader?
Fruit Looter. Yes, I was.
I like that. Mo was backing me up on that.
I will wear that with a badge of honor. I don't care what anybody says.
No, I played like inline hockey, so.
I was gonna say you're in good company here, brother.
So back to Avril Lavigne. It was fun. She came up the other day. I don't think she's aware of this, but I was actually at my gym. My personal trainer, who I think is, I'm gonna guess early 30s at best, and that might be generous. Her mix was on like the stereo, and like an Avril song came on, and I was like, this came out in 2002, and she like paused and she's like, why would you know that? I was like, because it came out exactly when I was in college living with Corbin and other people, and I was like, and I remember we had amazing 20-year-old opinions about Avril Lavigne, so we'll leave it at that. But I remembered exactly, and she looked it up. She's like, yep, 2002. Wow, you are correct.
You're like, I shouldn't be proud of that fact, but I am.
I just heard, and actually the only reason I even remember that is I just heard, I can't remember what I was watching, but they played like a bit of Skater Boy, and I was like, this is a terrible song, but at the time.
Oh, well, by the way, Avril, I know you're watching, big fan. Happy Canada Day to you as well, all our Canadian fans.
Of course, that's the real reason that I remember Avril.
Yep. Canadian. She's Canadian, right?
She's Canadian.
Just make that up. My brain was very sure of that.
No.
Okay. Did you guys ever
There was a time that I ran a little text messaging service, and she did come up on that because it was related to all things Canada, and she did make an appearance on that.
Don't you look swell today?
I don't.
Oh,
this is one of those inside things that I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with, and we might have to smarten me up on after.
Wait, you don't know about the? You don't know about this?
You don't know
text
about
messaging service? This does not sound familiar.
Yeah, Canada Facts?
Dear chat. Dear chat. Amazing
Canada
lore
Facts.
about to come
I'm
your
sorry.
way.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I created a text messaging service.
Mo, you subscribed. We'll probably do weird things if you want us to. So
for all
you
things
have a
Canada.
topic.
There's no probably about it. We'll definitely do weird things.
Oh my god, I'm never gonna get out of this stupid.
I need you to regress to high school and be able to beat this level.
Correct.
Mo, we'll take your topic, but I think everybody does need to hear about Canada Facts before that, since it is Canada Day.
So, we have a friend named Jacob who is kind of Canadian, I guess.
Yeah. He was born in a plane like that passed over a corner of Canada, I'm pretty sure, and that's why he's Canadian.
Well, and then it was blessed by a Canadian chinstrap goose that was flying beside the plane momentarily.
Yeah. Yep.
And so it's Canadianness transferred. Over to Jacob. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure dating back to high school days, we just decided that
Shut up, Jacob.
Jacob was Canadian. you're Canadian. You're more Canadian than any of us. So you
Okay.
just,
Don't try to weasel out of it now.
and right now I would be honored to be Canadian. So we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So anyway, K-Cup, not Jake. K-Cup is Canadian, definitely Canadian.
And so
That's important to the story.
one night I was very bored and started a faux text messaging service, kind of like what is it called? What was it, like Catfax or something like that?
I don't know what you
and-
pattern it off.
I think that's what I patterned it off of. And I created a service called Canada Fax, or no, it was called Oh Canada, because that's in their national anthem. And
Sure.
it would provide Jacob with a daily text message on some fact about Canada. And most of them were completely made up. They would maybe be anchored in some amount of truth. But really,
You
for
would
the
look
most
up
part,
something kind of, you know.
yeah, I mean, some of them were actually like legitimately true, and then some were completely made up. Like I made one up about Justin Trudeau being a competitive poutine eater in his younger years.
You don't know that isn't true.
To go on to win the title of King of Poutine. And I would text Jacob at like midnight every single night and send him a text message for like, and this went on for like 60 days. And after 30 days, I sent a message. It was like, hey, thank you so much for subscribing to Canada Facts. If you'd like to continue receiving your daily, facts about Canada, please subscribe or please reply Moose to continue like receiving text messages. And of course he replied Moose. And in my head, I was like, God damn it. I totally like have to keep doing this now.
So wait, when you say this is the text message, did you like create a fake number that he was receiving these texts from? Or was
Yes.
he just receiving oh God.
He was not getting them
incredible.
from me.
He
was
didn't
getting
realize
them-
they weren't from okay, got it.
No, he did not.
Mind you, it wasn't from like a 5-digit, number that you usually
Right.
get those kind of texts from. It was from like just some phone number. Yeah. And of
From a service
course,
he didn't
Corbin's
sign up
talking
for,
to
but-
all of us and being like, "Dude, I'm
Yeah.
I'm running out of steam here. Like he renewed his subscription to this. I don't know how to stop it." And
The
so
correct thing
I was
would've
like,
been
just
to
keep making them weirder until he catches on.
And he never did. He never
The
did.
correct thing would have been to just respond, we're sorry to see you go. We thank you for canceling your subscription, and then never respond again.
I think finally I was just like, I can't keep doing this, so I'm just gonna come clean because I don't want to do this anymore. Oh man, I just got crushed by that security guard.
You shouldn't have told him, because if the last Canada fact he received at midnight on the last night was just, I can't keep doing this, and then he never hears from the number again. That would have been amazing.
All right, next time I come up with something like that, that's what I'll do. Just
Yeah.
because you told me to.
Well, you're welcome.
Man, I think the Canada Facts lore has to be cut up into a little video. Excellent.
Returning to Avril Lavigne, did anybody ever look into the conspiracy theory that she is that she died and was replaced with a body double or something?
I've
I didn't want to
heard
bring it
that.
up on stream.
What, are you afraid that
Yeah,
it's because Avril's
it's-
watching? You think she's sensitive about it?
I don't want to offend her.
I mean, it sounds plausible.
You never heard that, Durant? Are you serious? It was like
You said it like it's common knowledge.
it's like super common. It is.
Is it? It's
I didn't realize that
Apparently, it's not common knowledge.
Brandon and Dranith were such Avril Lavigne fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brandon, what's your favorite Avril Lavigne song?
Complicated.
Did you get all the skate?
That's a song,
You got all the
right?
skate.
They got all the skates. I can't go in there. Yes. Can you do?
We got a new
Avril
follower,
Lavigne
everybody.
karaoke?
Welcome,
We do?
Patrick Forrest King.
Oh,
That's
Patrick.
Sure.
Avril
Yeah.
Lavigne brought you in. Hello, sir. Or madam. Welcome.
Is you're here
Welcome,
for the
welcome.
skating, the Avril Lavigne, or the being Canadian? It's got to be one of those three.
Yeah, there's no in between.
I can hear the timer ticking down. Hurry. You have to decide.
I don't know how
Ollie and
fast
Flip. I hope you're having a
Yeah.
good night. Forrest
Yeah,
King.
welcome on
Roll
Man,
call
Forrest King.
rails.
We have royalty here.
Okay.
in. We do. Okay, thank you.
Wait,
Jacob's
royalty?
backing me up. That I don't remember what caused it. I think it's when she started doing more poppy stuff, and she was like all blonde, and she looked slightly different.
Was she ever not doing poppy stuff?
Well, she was like pop punk, right? When she, I guess it was just pop, wasn't it?
You are listening
Yeah.
to
I thought she was
24/7
hardcore
online
thrash punk.
radio.
Yeah, that was her.
Yeah,
that was old.
She was
That was
gutter
old
punk.
Avril.
I mean, I remember 20-year-old us having like all these opinions on Avril Lavigne being like a pop punk star, etc.
Right.
Yet obviously watching her videos, being like she's really attractive, and so you know it was. But now I look back and I was like, man, she made her money, did her thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm so much
There's
more
absolutely nothing wrong
welcoming
with
now.
that.
She's still making money. She's still like making appearances.
Oh,
and stuff.
absolutely. Patrick Forrest King says,
I
hello,
think she's
Save Point
actually
Society.
still touring.
Hope you're doing well. W and Banger Stream, thank you for just getting started. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Patrick.
All of you are doing well. Always been a huge Tony Hawk fan. I am very, very expletive excited about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. The game looks...
I'm sorry to
Super
disappoint you,
expletive
Patrick. Because this is not going to be the best skating that you have ever seen.
Yeah, Patrick,
this-
we were just talking in the beginning about how much we loved this game when it first came out. Like, not the remaster, but the original. And I mean, I remember sitting on my friend's couch for just days, just playing this and being so amazed by it.
Mo, 1000%. We're going, buddy. And I'm shooting my shot. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm shooting my shot. Isn't she married? I feel like she's married.
I mean, probably. Wait, who's she
Wasn't
married to? Find
she
out.
was married
Can
to
you
that
fight
guy
him?
from Sum 41, wasn't she?
That sounds correct. Let's see. Let's do some.
Yeah,
Corbin,
let's
sorry,
do
this
some
is
fact
no
checking.
longer
We're talking
Tony
about real
Hawk-
topics tonight.
This is no longer a Tony Hawk Pro Skater stream. This is an Avril Lavigne fact stream.
Forrest King says, biggest trick he has done is a 1620. Corbin, can you pull off a 1620 real quick to honor Patrick
Like-
Forrest King?
Like the spin?
Yeah.
It's
like
yeah,
once,
like
twice.
that's yeah. I was the one that showed them how to do it in the game. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
What was that? That was like a stall
I don't
stall against
the
the curve. That was I don't know what you did there. I think you broke the engine, honestly. 4.5
Okay, good news.
rotations.
She is single now. She's twice married before. First
Okay.
time was to. I did not know that the Sum 41 guy's name is Derek Wibley.
There's something about that name that's just I don't know, man.
It feels correct for Sum 41 though. Like if you told
Patrick,
me the lead
which
singer
map?
is.
Which map did you do it on? That's the question.
There's all these bells. Trying to get the bells.
So Derek Wibley, 2006 to 2010, and then 2013 to
Chad
2015. Yeah,
I knew that one, and I was like, oh my god.
That's Canadian royalty. Chad Kroger and Avril Lavigne were married.
What? Should I know who Chad Kroger is? Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
he
Nickelback,
played-
right?
There you
Nickelback,
go.
yes sir.
Oh, God. I hate that my brain came up with that.
Very efficiently too.
She's going to be in Vegas in
away.
October, Mo says. Excellent,
I
excellent.
thought I heard somewhere, maybe when we were out there, that she has like a residency there.
I was gonna
now.
say she's doing residency. Yeah, residency there, isn't she? I feel like
Yeah,
she
I
is. Yeah.
All right, there's 4 bells. Where's the last one? Missing one. Where's the last bell?
It's probably on the wall of the school.
Oh, well, thanks. That was helpful.
I'm here to help. I'm here to help. Mo, by the way, you said you had a topic earlier. I don't want to ruin your train of thought, but we can talk about Avril Lavigne all night. I mean, whatever.
I absolutely can.
How many albums did she come out with, Brandon?
There's 37 studio albums.
By the way, this free music is kind of entered into the softcore pornography phrase.
Yeah, that's where it started when I suggested it to Max, and we thought that it fit this game. It's got that anti-authoritarian vibe to it.
By the way,
That's what we hear.
we owe Patrick a awkward fist bump. I'm just gonna.
Oh, we sure.
Bring it. Nope.
I got my microphone in the way. I just.
Ooh, I
That's
like
the way to do
Brandon's
it.
awkward fist bump where he slowly comes at the camera.
Yeah. Well, and
Like he's
I
too
start
close?
open. I start very.
Right.
I start very
Right.
loose because I don't want to intimidate them.
No, no.
I feel like
Mo,
this is
we take
Brandon's
the
dating
topic.
strategy too.
That's correct. I just.
Oh
get
no,
as close as
everybody!
I
We've got an
possibly
ad
can.
break coming in about a minute, so subscribers will hang out. We'll do nothing interesting until you come back. Gotta get through the ads. Get it done.
won't do
Right
anything
quick.
with
Try to
this
keep them low.
I guarantee nothing interesting is gonna happen.
You gotta grind
I
that.
I count 7 studio albums, by the way, for Miss Levine.
Wow, that's a lot.
From 2002 to 2022. She was putting them out at an average clip of about, what, 3 per year then? I mean,
Excellent.
no, I'm sorry. 1 per 3 years, not 3 per year. That would be incredible.
Just prolific.
Yeah.
She's a Joyce Carol Oates of pop punk.
Ooh.
Great reference. That's a great
wonder if
reference. Just for
I wonder
anybody
if
who appreciated it.
the body theory double is, our body double theory is related to the fact that she stopped producing
Where's
music
this
from
last
2013 to 2019. I wonder if it's something related to that.
The body double wasn't as good at the music, or what?
I think just that she was gone for a long time, and then the new person came back.
Well, I mean, in fairness, if I was putting out 3
Shut up,
albums
Jacob.
a year.
Don't talk about my wife that way.
Ooh, first a question. What is the most protected finisher in pro wrestling? Well, the ad break's about to hit, so we are going to think about that. Cake up. Then we'll come back with an answer. The most protected finishing move in wrestling. It's a good question. Cool.
I mean,
Protected means the one that people don't kick out of. Like, it's the one that if you hit it,
always
it's
works. It
it's
always works
legit
when you
over.
land it.
Yeah.
okay, we got the bells done. Can we move on now? God, I gotta do one more. All right.
Gotta do one more, man.
I have to get the secret tape. Where's the secret tape? Oh, no, I didn't unlock one.
I think the thing was lying. There's no ads.
We have ads? What are we
Supposed
advertising?
to.
Mine just says
Ad break is in process.
ends in
Yes.
a minute and a half. There you go. All right. Good job, ads.
I have the stream up, and I'm not seeing any ads, but I don't.
Probably because we're in the stream. Like, we are the stream.
No. I mean, I
Yeah.
have the actual stream up on another window.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you're
but-
on streaming to get. Oh, I don't know. Good question. Oh, you also sub.
No, I always do see the ads in the actual, like, when I'm watching the Save Point
Yeah,
channel.
but you subscribed.
Oh, that's true. I forgot
You
about
sub-
that. I mean, no, I didn't. Don't tell on me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to give away the mystique. Hello, Mo. Just us and Cake Up, and definitely not
Boy, we
Brandon.
like it.
Hanging
Boy, we
out,
like it.
talking about stuff.
Just the boys.
Just some dudes hanging out.
I guess
Yeah.
it's kind of always the dudes, huh?
It's a lot of very dude heavy. How you liking the music, boys? This is royalty free, if you can believe it. I don't think those physics make sense.
I don't know what didn't make sense about it to you.
I just turned the actual like stream audio back on so I can hear the music. It's so funny, dude. I feel like Tony Hawk Pro Skater is wasting their money by paying for licensed music when they could just be playing this at all times.
Oh, this is like a tournament? Okay. I wondered why that round was
We're
so
back.
short.
Back from ads. Well, welcome back, everybody. You didn't miss anything. More of
The
this.
question from Mr. Mo Hailstone was the most protected finisher in pro wrestling. And
Why don't you give a summary of what that means again? I know Corbin asked,
yeah,
but just
so
in case got caught up in the ads.
Pro wrestling terms, when they say protected, what they mean is it's a finishing move
Whoa,
that
slow down.
legitimately.
Wrestling? What are we talking about here?
All right, don't be a smartass. In the wrestling
what
terms,
kind
what
of
that means is professional. The men in tights doing a lot of hugging.
Oh, Greco-Roman.
That's the one. When they say protected finisher, what they mean is a move that ends the match. People don't kick out of it. If they land it, the match is going to be over.
Protected,
Jacob-
meaning it always works to end the match.
Correct. Yes, it'll always get you your 3 count, or they'll always tap out, or blah blah blah. Jacob mentions some mid Carter's finisher, the one winged angel. Yeah, he's an indie darling, but his finisher is pretty protected. I agree with that. I don't.
You think that's the most protected?
Yeah, in the indies, absolutely it is. Yeah.
How
In the
is it
minor
not-
leagues, for sure?
I feel like it has to be Jake the Snake Roberts, kitchen sink. Wasn't it?
Sorry,
Was
I
kitchen
just-
sink? No, kitchen sink clothesline. We go home. Wasn't that his like lineup?
Jake Roberts?
What was it?
DDT
Yeah,
was
wasn't
his
it?
finisher. What's wrong with you?
Oh, DDT. That's right. I don't know what.
Yeah.
But he always like hit him with the kitchen sink to set up the DDT.
I think that's true.
Yeah. So kitchen sink DDT. You're going. It's time to go home. I don't know.
the Google AI overview is giving us some options here. It brings up Randy Orton's punt kick that legitimately no one ever kicked out of. In fact, it usually just ended the match.
He's a personal friend of yours, isn't he?
We're good buds. I like him now. He was just very scary when I met him.
Brandon was like 5. It was awkward.
Yeah, it was incredibly intimidating. The Razor's Edge, I'm finding from What Culture Wrestling, they say no one ever kicked out of the Razor's Edge.
Really?
What's the Razor's Edge?
That would be when Razor Ramon.
Me on all things wrestling.
Let me hang on. I think I may have.
You have all night to give me the entire history of professional wrestling.
We're enjoying the now fake like Southern dirty rock free royalty music. Excellent.
Can you boys vamp for a little while, and I can grab some action figures and see if I can demonstrate the Razor's Edge for Corbin?
Absolutely, great idea. Except, what does vamping mean?
Just chatting, just keeping the stream going. Just
God, no, don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you should. If you actually have action figures on hand, I need you to go get them.
They're in the basement, so it's gonna take me a minute or so. But I may actually have appropriate action. I may actually have a Razor Ramon. You boys, I'll be right back. 2 seconds.
Oh, excellent. This is
really doing
perfect.
This? Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
See you later.
Have a good night, Brandon.
Why do you turn off his camera? You want to see?
There's
toys behind him.
His room, I guess.
I don't know. Okay.
I mean,
I just like
Brandon, who knows?
He's an odd boy.
Oh, kiss the rail.
Baba Shango is not. Wait, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be in Guatemala, or is it Guadalajara? Guadalajara. How are things going in Guadalajara, Baba Shango?
Is your Tinder date treating you well down there? Did she buy you
I don't know
a
if you were
pina
here for the
colada
first part. Benihana, do a McTwist.
I can do that.
I just remember like hitting ollies or going off a ramp and just spinning thumbsticks in every which way.
That's kind of all I've been doing, I'll be honest.
Oh, Baba, we told everybody you got kidnapped by a Tinder date and are down in Guadalajara trying to find your way back. But your answer seems more reality-based, and that's okay. I'm sorry you feel like crap.
Have you tried not feeling like crap?
Corbin's pretty good at giving out that advice.
I mean, yeah, just don't do the thing that makes you feel bad. You'll feel a lot better.
Yeah, and they
Right?
hey, now the Tinder date blew a bunch of pollen into his face like a flower ninja. Like pocket sand? Just pocket daffodil? No, dandelion. Pocket daffodil makes no sense. I'm sorry, allergies suck. It's like one of the worst things. Like, it's kind of treatable, but it's just a constant nuisance. It's just, I don't know, one of those medical issues that is, just a real pain. It's a real pain. Like, are there worse things? Of course there are. But it's pretty bad. That was a nice little series you did there.
Show up to the emergency department for, like,
you able to
allergy-related stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, my skin's itchy. I'm like, did you take Benadryl? They're like, no. I'm like, here's Benadryl. And check on you in like 20 minutes. Is your skin itchy still? No. Okay, go home. That's usually how that goes.
Yeah, I can't function on Benadryl. Like, once I have Benadryl, I am out cold.
Oh, I'm non-functional. I'll watch my dad take like 4, and then he's still like awake and conscious.
Yeah,
I have
some people can do that.
I leave for 3 minutes, and you boys are talking about medicine. My God. You just can't help yourselves, can you?
Does that make you jealous?
You could hear us. Well,
Baba
Baba Shango is in our chat right now. Ooh, look who he's got.
So,
Hi,
this
Chico.
is a Mr. Scott Razor Ramon Hall. And in order to perform the Razor's Edge, we brought his associate along, Mr. Doink the Clown. Is here to help him perform the Razor's Edge. So what Mr. Scott Hall would do is
these days.
he's not doing great. He may punch this man in the tum tum so that he doesn't
That man
bend.
is Doink the Clown, is it not?
This man, he punches this clown in the tum tum, and that man doesn't bend.
Right.
And then Razor
Where's
Ramon
his head going?
would flip this man up. Let me get his arms in the right position here. Sorry. Oh, this arm doesn't move, so that's not going to be very helpful. And hoist the man above his head like so, Corbin.
Sure.
So that the man is supported above him by his arms. And then he would throw this man so that this man would land upon his neck and shoulders area.
Yes.
And as it turns out, gentlemen don't get up from that maneuver. Do you think you would be able to kick out of that maneuver, Corbin?
Razor Ramon did it today. Yes, absolutely.
What if you were dressed like a clown?
Yeah, 100%.
So that is my demonstration of the Razor.
Excellent.
I assume I could beat Razor Ramon because he's old, right?
Yes.
Do you actually not know, or are you being? Yeah, you're being yourself. Never mind. Why did I ask that question?
I like how you tried to give him the benefit of the doubt for just a moment. Whoa, Acolyte, welcome in.
Razor Ramon will
This
clothesline
is
you,
what
Corbin.
it's like
Look at
when
this action.
we are listening to Power Man 5000 on repeat tonight. Just it won't start until much later.
Correct.
Welcome in, buddy. How are you?
Hey. So
I caught a bit of Acolyte stream earlier today, and then I had to clean my garage for like several hours. I've been dreading it the whole week, but I got it done.
why is your garage so filthy?
It's a garage. I had to clean out all my woodworking stuff and like just get sawdust off of it and just make room for it. And so I was out there in the sweltering heat, just getting it done.
What is
now we got a little bit of
heat in your parts? Curious.
Sweltering heat is, well, for me, anything above 70. But
I hate you.
It was like 85 today, so it was pretty.
Okay, that's
rough.
pretty hot.
It was
Ooh,
actually
Brandon.
hot here today.
Great question in the chat there. What was your finisher in your esteemed career?
The finisher that I used most often was lay on my back for 3
Spanish
seconds.
guitar music going, by the way.
That was normally how matches ended for me. But when I would win, it was so it had a bit of setup to it.
Those benches.
Okay.
I would do
wait,
suplex.
you have wrestling figures. Can we?
It's not gonna work on them.
Okay.
I would do a suplex, and then I would continue rolling through. So I would basically like roll. So when you land on the suplex, you land so that your heads are right here, right? Boom. And
Right.
you're both facing up.
Correct.
I would then roll them so that we were then both on our tummies.
Okay.
Pull an arm across.
It's fun.
$1 Million Dream style, and then sit upon their back, camel. So sort of a combination of the camel clutch and the $1 Million Dream.
Okay. What'd you call it?
I didn't have a name for it.
Did you call it the camel
Okay.
tail?
We can.
That was the one. Yeah. It won me exactly one match because that's the only time that I got to do it. But it was a fun maneuver to make up, and but I always lost. So the rollatini is correct. Thank you, Mo.
Gotta be the rollatini.
Rollatini.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I
Pays
I
homage to
support
your
that
heritage.
name so much.
And it was the end to my favorite match in my very brief pro wrestling career because I was the heel, of course, and my best friend in the wrestling business. He still wrestles. His name's Terrell Tempo. Dude's awesome. He actually wrestles for Booker T's promotion in Houston.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's had a strap down there with them for a while. I hope that he gets a shot someday in like NXT or TNA or something. Like give
Nice.
the guy deserves a shot. He's a really good
Terrell
worker.
Tempo.
Yep, Terrell Tempo. But we came up together, we trained together. And he was the babyface in that match, and I was the heel. And we got to do the classic. He passed out before he tapped out finish.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Didn't
we
have to have
actually
the
did the best
shame
of
of
7
losing
series.
to you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get these dang benches. Maybe I don't
Gotta
need
do
them.
it,
Do I need
gotta
them? I don't think
Now-
I actually need them. Okay.
Legit question, Brandon. Is it common that when you're breaking into the business, you do start heel, or is that a common way of going about it?
You kind of naturally gravitate toward one or the other.
Okay.
So basically, when you're learning, when you're training, there's a couple of things that they look for in how you perform. For a babyface, it's called your fire, which is basically when you get your comeback. It's how natural are you at getting the crowd behind you.
Okay.
And my fire always felt very stilted and very put on, and I was just cheesy as a good guy. I just wasn't great at it. And from that standpoint,
Fair.
I was good at selling, and what selling meant was like how much can you get the audience to believe what's happening is real. I was a pretty good seller. I could look like I was getting my ass kicked with the best of them. So
Sure.
Can you show
in
us
tag
what that
team
looks
matches. Sorry,
like? Can you show us what that looked like?
it's difficult now, but oh my back's hurting. I can't. But
But
so
your
like,
back
you
does
work for
hurt
me-
now. You're older.
Can you
That's
just
actually
do a
true.
quick like interpretive dance for the stream on what that would look like?
For tag matches, it worked because I could just get my ass kicked the whole time and then tag in my partner who had really good fire, and then they could win. So for like in that, and they could get the crowd hyped up. And so, but I was very good at being a heel because for the heel, the bad guy, what they want you to do is get heat, and heat is basically getting the crowd mad at you. And I was very good at that.
Doing
That-
messages.
Being annoying.
It's gotta be
and
fun.
being
Like I could see
coward-
that as
yeah.
being fun. I feel like if I was going to gravitate one way or the other, it would definitely be heel.
And the nice thing about being a heel, and this plays on my control freak nature, is that the heel calls the match.
I didn't realize that.
I don't know what it's like in the. Obviously, I never made it to like the major leagues, like TV or anything like that. I got too hurt, and I just
No,
didn't.
excuse me. I saw you on WWE.
That's
once.
okay. Well, I didn't do matches in the big leagues.
Nice.
Okay, but so I'm sure there's a difference in like how they. Yes, I know. Thank you, Mo. Yeah, see, horror gets it. Just naturally gets people to hate him. And then you're perfect. Exactly.
I like that emote is now synonymous with horrors. Like in my head, when I see that emote elsewhere, I just think of it horror acolyte.
Yes, it's horror's smarmy face where getting a little sassy on stream, but what was I talking about? Oh, the heel calling the match. So, like being control freak, that works out for me nicely. But it also teaches you how to like kind of ring psychology and teaches you how to get, it teaches you the flow of things.
Because you've got to think through the match. You got to think through what are we doing next.
Oh, I know what I was saying. I was gonna say that like, so the way that I was trained, I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but I was trained by an old school guy, who like he came up on the roads, like traveling town to town, blah blah blah. So the way that we were taught was that you call the ring in the match, so you don't talk it over beforehand.
Okay, that was gonna be a question I asked you.
Yeah, you may call the
Hey, whoa,
finish.
whoa. You mean it's all staged?
I don't mean to pull out the Easter Bunny and slaughter him in front of you, Corbin, but unfortunately, this is a savage truth that you must know. That unfortunately, yes.
This is the second time today I've had a bunny being slaughtered reference in my day, and I don't like it.
What was the other one?
It was a podcast I was listening to that was talking about I'll find it. I'm not going to describe what happened, but it was it used to be a scientific experiment thing. It was gruesome and not kind. Took place a long time ago. Stalling to find the title. Where is it?
Okay, well, Jonathan
This was a
requested we stop
citation
slaughtering
needed
bunnies, so-
podcast, and it was called. They were optograms. No more slaughtering buddies.
Optograms?
Optograms.
That sounds like eye stuff.
Basically, what it was is in the 20s. By the way, this song is amazing for this. It's like kind of got like a little rumble to it. It's like a Casio keyboard going to C. So yeah, there was a theory in the 20s that when somebody died, the last thing they saw was imprinted on their retina, and so that might be a way to solve murders if you could figure out what the last thing they saw on their retina was. And it's a huge bummer to describe how we got to my other reference, so I'm just gonna gloss over that part. Listen to it; it's a great podcast. Citation needed. Just go ahead and investigate for yourself. Super graphically described, but it's BS science. Is long story.
To do my best to divert us away from the bunny slaughtering, I'll just wrap up my little Rashlan spiel there with. So the way that we would do it in the indies was you would call the match in the ring. You'd probably talk about the finisher beforehand because you need to know how the match is going to end. So you would go over that, but other than that, you would basically be like, you might be like, hey, I'm going to work your arm, or I'm going to work your leg, or whatever it is.
How much?
Whatever.
But how much? If I may ask again, you're in a match with somebody. How much do you know how their finisher works? Like, do you have to practice it beforehand?
If it's someone that you train with, you have a general idea. But if it's someone that you're new to, you kind of just ask them. Like I did a match with a guy from he spoke very broken English. He was a luchador who came to train with us one day, and I just had to do like an on-the-fly match with him. And he actually called a move for me that I'd never done. He said, he basically told me to give him a pop-up power bomb. And
okay.
I'd never done a regular power bomb before. So the pop-up version is where the person is running at you, you put your hands on their chest, shoot them up into the air. Their legs go out, you catch their legs, and then you sit down with them and slam them into the ring at the same time.
Sure.
And it hit perfectly, but it was just by complete accident. Like
but it sounds like he was pretty confident in the move, and you're like, I guess I kind of know how this goes.
I think he mostly did it to himself. If I'm being honest, what I'm saying.
Right. If I was a guy who was able to do that, and I knew I was working with a guy who had never done that move or maybe never done it before, you're calling it live, it's probably because I'm like, I'm good enough to make this happen whether this guy knows what he's doing or not.
Correct, yeah. And it also just comes down to like, I don't know how to describe it. You just get a feel for it. Like I did a match with a guy in Laredo who spoke no English, and it was at an actual lucha show, and me being who I am, and I was naturally going to be the heel in that. And so we did a whole match without being able to communicate. It was just feeling it through. You just get a feel for how a match goes. You just have a general idea of it. I don't even know how to describe how it was also like a lot of, it wasn't like an amazing, it wasn't like a,
Not 5-star at the Tokyo
Kenny
Dome?
Omega match or anything.
Kenneth Bethesda Omega?
Kenneth, by God, Omega. But it was like a lot of crowd work, and I'd be like outside the ring drawing, and I knew he was going to be jumping over the top rope to come get me and that kind of stuff. So,
okay.
So that kind of stuff is translated where you just kind of get a feel for it. So yeah, you might not know what their finisher is, but if you kind of stay loose and you understand basically how to fall, you're usually going to be okay. I got dropped on my head a time or two, but
sure.
I mean,
no one
you
can
got two of them. It's fine.
That's true.
It's true.
That's true. And my face is, I'm still, could be worse attractiveness. So, the face turned out okay. So
yeah, you didn't get dropped on your face.
No, but I did have a kid not understand that the meaning of the mind spot, where a guy like grabs you and does the two headbutt each other. He didn't understand that you don't go at each other at full speed on that.
Oh.
That was the one time I got busted open the hard way.
Forehead or nose?
Forehead. I still have a scar. It's like this jagged scar that I got on my forehead now from.
I have several scars from my previous career, and they're all emotional and internal, though.
Me too. I've got a lot of those.
That's probably good. I don't have any emotional scars from failing to succeed at the job I wanted as a child. I have no emotional scars from that, so.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad, because I would think there would be some. I mean,
zero. I'm totally okay with it. I'm not going to regret it on my deathbed. Sorry, Corbin, you were saying?
Nothing. Best thing healthcare ever gave me was a drinking problem.
I was watching their stream. It got super dark, and then he started crying. And
weirdly enough, like pursuing the wrestling thing actually got me away from I kind of got all away from alcohol and anything else.
I wouldn't think there's like a lot of exposure to it behind the scenes in wrestling. So it's, it's good that it was a positive change. But I don't know how many wrestlers actually touch alcohol. I mean, I don't think it's very many.
I don't think any of them use any substances outside of just normal, water and clean eating, right?
Well, we think about the guys we grew up with, obviously, and that guys were dropping dead at 45 because of all the uppers to get hyped for a match, and then downers to try to fall asleep, and they're chasing it with alcohol, and they're doing all the really.
Who is doing that?
All of them.
Speaking of wrestlers, how's the Hulkster doing? Sounds like things aren't going well.
That's a good question. Like last I saw, he was like, or his agent was saying like, no, he's not about to die. So I kind of don't know.
But he's also on a ventilator in the ICU, so I don't believe that.
Wait, is that true? I'll fact check it. Hold on.
Mo, why are you doing this to me?
Well, Brent, let's see here. Where is...
Mo asks, who is the best technical wrestler in history, and why is it Shawn Michaels?
Well, Mo is incorrect because it's actually CM Punk. So
That's absolutely 100% correct. I don't know if you're aware of this, Mo, but CM Punk is the best in the world. Maybe you've been sleeping.
He's the best of our lifetime, and nobody seems to understand that.
Yep.
There's a lot of posts that just say, how is Hulk Hogan alive? And like they go back years, like different posts on Reddit. I guess it's a question that gets asked a lot.
Well, it's probably a fair question, but like there's so much of Hulk's like I don't think I'm exactly, revealing any secret information here. There's so many of his stories that are just complete lies that it's impossible to know how much of like what he says he did or what his diet was like or how much he drank. It's impossible to know what of that is true.
Sure.
Because 65%, 85% of what he says is just nonsense.
Yeah, I can't really find a straight answer to
how he's doing.
Ventilator. Let's see here. Hold on.
I saw something on the internet, so it has to be true, about him essentially being on a ventilator because his heart is rejecting a valve replacement, I think is what it was. That's the story that I heard.
Well,
I saw that he was in there for another back surgery, but he's had like 20 back surgeries, so I have no idea if that was just old news or... Mo, to answer your question, actually, probably the best technical wrestler of all time was the man whom Jacob is a better father than. But he's been erased from wrestling history because he made a little whoops-a-daisy.
Oh, Chris Benoit? He's awesome.
That's the one. In my opinion, probably the best technical wrestler of all time.
Well, this is coming from, apparently, I hate to be, I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud in my life, but citing Bubba the Love Sponge. Apparently, he says, as of 4 days ago, I don't love this. Hogan is in intensive care and cannot be removed from intensive care, and the issue he's been having is a valve issue, and not that the valve is defective, it's that Hogan's heart is rejecting the valve. That has been discussed for Hogan to have a heart transplant, but the problem you have there is they don't feel Hogan is strong enough. I think that the end is very, very near.
Didn't Bubba the Love Sponge and Hogan famously have a big falling out, though?
Yeah, I thought I don't know everything about the Hulk Hogan's personal life, but I thought this guy... Yeah, Bubba secretly filmed his wife.
Oh, that was him.
With Hulk... Wow. I don't know if we can trust Bubba the Love Sponge in this regard.
I feel like he might not exactly be a trustworthy source on this particular topic. I think he might be writing like aspirationally.
We've been to a weird place tonight.
How so?
So Hogan is okay?
We have no idea.
I don't know. All we know is one guy who definitely doesn't like him said he's in the ICU, needs a new heart that's rejecting a valve, and I mean, I guess you could have a transplanted valve and get it rejected. It's a weird way to put all that. I mean, Hogan needing a heart transplant after a lifetime of steroids. Okay, I can buy that.
Sure.
Depending.
I do wonder how much he was still, like after he lost all that weight. Because when he was in his like heyday, absolutely. But then he lost a kind of a ton of weight when he became like Hollywood Hogan.
He shrunk.
Yeah, he must have lost like 50 pounds of muscle when he went Hollywood Hogan. I'm kind of curious, like, if he was still on, or if he was, or if he had cycled off by then.
I would think off, but
yeah, because once you get it, you can maintain it a little more easily. But obviously not like the size that he was.
Right,
but,
right.
Yeah, so I'm curious like how long he was actually. But even then, like if he was cycling for 20 years, like that's still a chunk of your life that's probably coming off.
Oh yeah, no, it's
100%.
Accelerating your cardiovascular disease. Doing it for the business, brother.
Doing it for the business, brother. How old is Hogan?
52.
How old do you think he is? I'll look him up.
68.
I think
Okay,
he's
biological age.
72.
71 years old.
Okay.
Ah, it's
Up,
close.
Corbin.
I know more about wrestling than Brandon. Look at
Big
that.
Hulk Hogan fan, that Corbin.
That's very true.
His childhood hero. We do have an ad
Boys,
break
we
starting
have,
in 30 seconds, by the way.
Yes, I was about to say.
More ads.
I know. Well, look, we got pennies. We got pennies to make, brother.
Yeah,
Well,
you
you know
see
what?
the...
You guys keep just watching those ads. We need it. Just do it.
I don't know if you noticed, but the we paid for some new artwork on the stream. We had to pay to get the chat to show up on the stream window. That stuff isn't free, Corbin. We had to hire engineers to rework our entire channel to do that, so we have to deal with ads. I'm sorry,
Hey, are
that's
you
the way it
supposed
is.
to pay me to do that? Is that what was supposed to
Shut
happen?
up. And supposedly we're in the ad break,
Hey,
but I've now hamstrung myself, so I don't know if we're in the ad break. Now I can't see it.
No, I think we're still live. So, Corbin,
it'll
is this
have
your
the
favorite
green.
level? Because we're spending some time on it.
So the downside of this game is you can't progress to the next one until you do enough of some of the challenges, which I just finally found that last rail. So now we're gonna move on.
Hey, we did it!
All right.
We're the winners. Can I put that we
yes,
beat
Matt.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 on stream?
Yes, it's all done. We beat it.
Oh, I forgot to add Bloodborne to our.
Wait, you
list
did
of
this
games
one.
to beat.
I can go. This is some tournament thing. I guess I have to do. I can always go to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1.
Which is this?
2.
This is 2? Man, I
Yeah.
don't remember it that well. 1, I mean, if they kept at least some of the maps reasonably the same. Ad break is in progress. I'm gonna refresh my coffee. BRB.
Oh, all right. Well, see you later. Have a good night, Max.
Have we beaten anything else besides? I know Max has beaten Castlevania
Ninja
and Ninja Gaiden
Gaiden.
and Castlevania 2.
And that one. Max is the only one that's beat anything on this game. I mean,
I beat Bloodborne, but I don't remember when.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was like 2 weeks ago, a week ago. I
gotta pop
was
over.
planning on beating Dune tonight, but you guys didn't want me to play it.
You were going to beat MMO tonight?
Mhm.
That's incredible.
Mhm.
Well, now I feel bad for
mean-
stopping you. I'm sorry.
I spent all day building a new base,
Well,
and by all day I mean it was like, actually it was way more time than I really want to admit. But and I knew that was going to happen once I started playing with the building mode and that. I was like, oh, this is going to be like Fallout all over again. What's all this? What can I do?
Wow. 15 seconds.
Am I
15
getting
seconds.
bored? What?
Okay, we were
No.
we were absolutely crushing the beating games. Max had one on April 22nd, then May 11th, then May 20th,
And we're back.
and then we didn't have another one until 6/17 when I beat Bloodborne. We have to beat some more games.
Let's beat more games.
I mean, I would have offered to beat Doom, but one of our colleagues in this has not seen the end of it, and we've been
This would have been the
trying to be
perfect
nice. I know we were trying to be nice and not spoil it for him, so that's why I haven't gone back to that.
Have you? Did you beat Doom?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. I thought you had already.
Yeah.
Well, so we just need to like poison Sean so that he misses another stream so that you can beat it.
Yeah.
It can't be that hard. Yeah,
How
Give
do,
him some
should we do that? Like
pocket poly.
soon?
Yeah, probably.
I think soon. Yeah,
He'll understand. Come on.
yeah.
I think he's playing it right now, though. He's gonna be. Hopefully, he's gonna be done with it.
His birthday is coming up before too long, so we probably want to do it in July or August so that we don't interfere with his birthday. Sooner the better.
So, also, not to jinx anything, Brandon, but I think your bandwidth is pretty stellar tonight.
Why would you say anything? Yes. So far.
No, let's do it. Let's tempt it. Come on, tempt fate.
Are we back? Are we live? By the way,
Quiet in here.
the ads are open.
That's a,
We didn't
that's
have
an
any
inside
ads,
medical
Brandon.
joke.
What are you talking about?
Okay, good. I just would like to publicly say that Xfinity can go straight to hell, and I don't ever want to see them again. I'm currently running on the T-Mobile 5G home internet and getting dramatically better stream quality, upload
This
speeds,
map I
and
know.
stability.
This map I know well.
I would
So
hope so.
Xfinity's cable network is getting absolutely dropped by a cell tower. Like, that's ridiculous.
It is, but wait, no, I was gonna say you're like clear and crisp, and
Hey,
Yeah.
can you
No,
tell
you're-
us about
I think
your
you're even funnier than
experience
usual.
Can you tell us about your experience with their technician that came out to install?
Oh, yeah!
Oh,
God.
please.
So,
Yes.
it was just a completely normal visit at the start. Like, he came in, like, hardcore smelling like smokes, but whatever. Like, that's par for the course.
Sure.
It was impressive even by those standards, but like, yeah, whatever, you know, we all have our vices. So,
Oh boy.
Oh,
Wait, perfect
SML's
timing.
here.
Perfect timing.
SML just missed the
SML
entire
podcast.
wrestling discussion.
Welcome in.
Hey, who's
Welcome
here?
in, Raiders.
Shut up.
SML,
You guys
got
showed up.
Raiders.
yo, yo, yo.
You guys showed
Good
up at an
evening.
amazing time.
You sure did.
What's up yourself? You missed some Wrestle Talk, but Brandon was just starting a story, and I
Yeah.
hope everybody who just arrived enjoys. How did the show go tonight, by the way? We'll get to Brandon's story, but I caught the very first part of the podcast tonight. How did the reviews go? Talked a bit of wrestling. Buddy Ryan is going to Dynamite tomorrow. Oh, nice.
It's not quite the
where-
go home show. This is one
That's
more
right.
week, right? Before all in.
I think so, yeah, because it's not this weekend, it's next weekend.
12th, yeah.
Who's going
Every
all
time
in?
they come to my town, AEW is always like, it's not a go home show, it's always like the second show after a pay-per-view, and nobody cares.
He
Wait,
says
he's
that his
friends
friend-
with Truth Magnums? What?
So is Max.
So Truth Magnum has liked at least 5 of the things I said on Blue Sky, so like we're kind of tight.
Yeah, you're
I'm
best
surprised he didn't reach out to me with tickets, but maybe there's always time. If your buddy is friends with Truth Magnum, I am now blind with rage. Jealousy. I meant to say jealousy. Because that is pretty awesome. I'm very, very happy for the youngest men alive.
He's also friends with
with
Jericho. Jericho did a skit with him when he was on America. I saw you were sipping. I didn't want to interrupt your sip.
No, it's good.
Jericho did a skit with him when he was on
sipping?
America's Got Talent. His name is Ryan Niemiller, stand-up comedian. Huh.
I am
well, good
more
for
excited
Ryan.
about Truth Magnum than Jericho. I'm going to be very honest,
Same,
but
same.
I still respect the clout there. That's pretty sweet. That's but yeah, Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd, amazing physical specimens, defying all the laws of time and nature. That's amazing.
Well, I will have you know, SML, that I am close personal friends with Randy Orton. And by that I mean he yelled at me backstage at Raw one time. That's a story for another day.
What did he say to you?
So, I guess it's a story for today. He did not SML. I actually
You've
escaped
got-
without that.
You got to give a little background, so the
Yeah,
Raiders
so,
don't
but
know.
Yeah, short background is that I was a wrestler for about 4 years. I trained down at what used to be Shawn Michaels School down in Texas, and I finally got called to do an extra spot on Raw one day, and of course it was like after I had tore my ACL before I had the surgery, so I was performing injured, but I didn't tell them because otherwise I wouldn't have gotten to go.
Right.
Right. But so I go there.
Which is the correct move, by the way.
Absolutely, it's the correct move. Yeah, you just don't.
Yeah,
you just deal with it.
Yes. I
But so
would have
I
supported
went there.
the decision 100%.
Yeah. So I went there, and the trainer was like, "Okay," or not the trainer, the paperwork guy. They were having you fill out your waivers and stuff, and he said, "Okay, you got to go talk to the trainer first to get cleared medically." I said,
Sure.
"Okay, no problem." He said,
I'm
"It's
sure
down
this
the
is a
hall,
very
blah, blah, blah."
thorough examination, comprehensive medical history. Right.
Oh, 100%. I think they literally had me do like a squat, and they had me do like some stretch stuff. Like it was literally just like, "Are you gonna die out there?" And I looked healthy enough, so. But so I ran over to the I can't do a squat at SML. I was in much better shape at the time. This was when I was actually still wrestling. So anyways, I run down to the trainer's office and I knock on the door, and it's kind of open. So when I knock on it, it opens a little more. And the trainer is working on Brian Danielson, and Randy's in there too. And the trainer said, and I said, "Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I was told I'm extra talented. I can't remember what the word they use, but I'm supposed to get checked out so that I can go into rehearsals, or even to call them." And he's like, "Hey, I'm working on these guys right now. Like, you're gonna have to come back later. Tell them that I might not be able to get to it." I was like, "Okay," because I'm just backstage at a multi-billion-dollar company. I'm totally shell-shocked because prior to this, by the way, when I first got there, while I was filling out my papers, I'm sitting there filling them out in the dressing room, and Undertaker just comes and sits down right beside me, and I'm just trying not to. Yeah, just like, don't be a mark.
Try not to mark out.
Yeah, so I'm trying not to look, but also he's enormous, and he's just sitting beside me, and he's talking to.
And you marked out hard, didn't you?
Absolutely. I was like, just remember to breathe. Like, don't hold your breath, idiot. And Cody Rhodes is back there talking to him, and they're talking about some girl, and I'm just like, this is so surreal. So that was like my lead into it was that. So then
Can I ask a question? I don't mean to interrupt you, but would it be more surreal if they were talking about a girl, or even more surreal if it was just like swapping recipes or something like that? Just like, what does the Undertaker do for taco dip? And you just happen to know that now.
I think the best thing they could have done was, because they had to know that I was like freaking out and losing it. They had to. The best thing they could have done was like to be in character, so that I would have had to be like, yeah, to just kayfabe me, even though I'm in the business.
Right.
SML says that he peed next to Kevin Nash at a truck stop after a Raw in State College, Pennsylvania. Him and Triple H were there. Big crowd waiting. Went to the bathroom quick. They walked in. Nash peed next to me. It was surreal.
Now, why was it surreal? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Well, because Kevin Nash is 7 feet tall, so it was probably one of the things where if he dared look to his right, he'd have been eye level with it, and that wouldn't have been good.
Yeah.
Turns around, just hits him in the nose.
Pretty amazing.
So anyways, I ran back to the guy who I'm like the guy who's like doing the paperwork, and I say, "Hey, the trainer said that they can't see me right now," and he says, "Go back there and tell him that he needs to do this now." And I was like, "Okay." So here I am.
You're getting ribbed.
I think honestly, looking back, I'm like, bro, they were so. So I have to go tell the trainer, who's in there with 2 legit stars, that he has to see me now. And so I go back and knock on the door again, and no one said instantly. Randy just turned around, locks eyes with me, and this is like, this would have been not quite. This wasn't 2009 Randy Orton. This was later than that, but this was still like top of his game Randy Orton.
Sure.
And he stares me down and goes, "I believe he said to come back later, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry." Ran away. And I don't know if, I'm sure they were laughing. I'm sure they were just shitting their pants laughing, because there's no doubt that they were messing with me looking back at it now. But just this poor indie dude who's just trying to do the right thing, just getting ping pong back and forth between the ping ponged, as it were, back and forth between the medical office and the paperwork guys. And I eventually got in there with them, because like I said, they did the goofy little squat test, and the guy told me to work on my flexibility, and I was like, yeah, I know.
Thanks.
And then I got to this was right before WrestleMania 30. There was a spot where a bunch of officers like held Brian Danielson down, and I can't remember what the reason was. Stephanie McMahon had us arrest him, and I was one of those officers. So
I vaguely remember that. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I remember you standing there very official with your ponytail.
No, I had short hair at the time.
Didn't you?
I had because my trainer told me that when you get called in to be an extra, they want you to look like a regular guy. So I had I even like shaved.
Because all the faux security guards these days that go rushing to the ring and getting beat up, they all look like totally normal people.
Yeah, well, this was, again, my trainer was just an old school guy, and things were different. Obviously, Vince was still in charge, and but even then, like, if you look at the rest of the officers, like, nobody else had like cut their hair or shaved their beard or anything. They just all went as they were.
Sure.
But
you had
I
the
was,
audacity to go in, clean up your look, go try to yell at Randy Orton's trainer.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
I really like that part.
It didn't pan out for me. Yeah, Randy just yelled at me for trying so hard to.
I'm sure he
do
felt
that.
bad about it afterwards, though.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
It's probably the thing he
so.
thinks about at 3 in the morning. It like wakes him up, and he remembers that embarrassing situation or something he could have handled
I feel
better.
so bad for that kid.
Yeah, I bet he's like, I hope that guy's doing okay.
I'm gonna kick the shit out of Joe Hendry for it. That's what I feel bad for. Current Randy, I would probably get along with. Current Randy seems legit.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's
Why don't
mellowed
you
out.
give him a call?
Well, I appreciate you sharing that story. You were about
You
to tell
should
us, though.
You should just give him a call right now on stream. Just pick
Yeah, why
your
don't you
phone.
just give him a little text.
I haven't texted old Randall Keith in a while. I don't think I want to reopen old wounds.
How come?
Does that mean
He
he'll
will.
appear? I think so, SML.
He will eventually. But the other, so right when you guys came in, SML, Brandon was going to tell us, so his camera is crisp. He's got this like surging bandwidth going on. And he's been having these internet issues, but he finally got an expert to go to his house and try to fix the issue. And we definitely can get a Joe Hendry sound alert. It's a good suggestion. I will put that down. But now, Brandon has yet to drop off the stream, pixelate, goof up his audio, and he had an interesting run-in with this gentleman.
I sure did. So I've been having issues with Xfinity is like the, for my units, Xfinity is the internet provider, and unfortunately we don't have, the rest of the city is getting fiber, my units don't have fiber yet, so I couldn't transfer off that. But my Xfinity has been like spotty and just, it's been getting worse and worse over the course of the past month. And so I had a tech come out to take a look at it. And he was like your standard tech, like nothing remarkable about him. And that sounds meaner than I mean it to, but you know what I mean. Just like, he didn't give off any...
You're just
He didn't
depersonalizing every internet tech person? Come on.
He didn't give off any particularly
right
like
here.
hostile vibes of it or anything like that.
Okay.
Just seemed like a normal dude. And it was going totally fine. And then
Sure.
out of nowhere, like when we're wrapping up the final, he decides he's gonna swap out my modem, and I'm just like, it's the same thing that was always like, yeah, this is the third modem that would have been swapped for me. Like, this is not gonna change anything. This is, they did their standard, like swap the connectors, swap the,
Sure. They're like, did you plug it in? Did you turn it off? Did you turn it on? You're like,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I get that some people have not done those things, but still.
Right. I usually try to like hit them with like some terminology and some language that like hints that you don't have to go baby level with me, but that
Sure.
they have to do it. I understand it's like part, like they literally have to go through their procedures.
They're contract
to check.
obligated to do so.
Correct. Yeah. They can actually. Well, not this man, but most other people can be arrested if they don't. So out of nowhere, in the middle of his in the middle of just like talking about what's been going on with the internet, dude just launches into his sovereign citizen speech.
Oh no.
And
Oh god.
I don't know if y'all are aware of this sovereign citizen thing. You see a lot of it on like short form videos and actually long form videos too.
Give me give us a synopsis. Like I kind of know what it is, but I'm curious to start at scratch here.
The shortest version.
Maybe
that I can,
the AI assistant on Google can give us a really good rundown.
Well,
I'll get it.
just remembering what I'm remembering from the amazing speech that I got, his contention is that America is a corporation and that he never consented to being subject to the bylaws of that corporation, and thusly, he is free from prosecution under those laws because he never consented to be part of that.
Got it.
He also is.
I don't think that's how that works, but okay.
Oh well, he seemed pretty confident though. So
How did this come up though? Like he's just like, yeah. So I checked your Cat 5
literally out of
cable,
nowhere.
and it's all that. By the way,
it was
the,
so
the Fed is a
jarring
Ponzi scheme.
that I actually had a bit of like a shock reaction where I was just like silent for a long time. I didn't know. I was like, what's happening to me right now? I'm not
I had the
consenting to what's
same.
happening to
I
me
had
right
the same reaction with you get your guys' favorite exterminator that's come to my house a few times. So I've been there.
Gary! Our boy.
Yep.
But so yeah, he went into this whole spiel about how that I've taken my, and he started listing tax documents, and he was talking about like 1089s and 1099s, and these are all documents that I'm familiar with.
Right. Is that how this started, you think?
No, this was like a minute and a half into the conversation. He started listing documents that he has brought down to the sheriff station so that they understand. And he's like, yeah, the sheriffs don't really mess with me anymore. They don't even bother. My private vehicle, because sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place. Have you heard the whole Sob Citizen thing about travel versus commerce and how that governs whether you need to have like a license and registration?
I know a little bit about it, but
they contend that in the Constitution it says that the free travel between states will not be impeded or something to that effect. I can't remember which amendment. It might be the 16th. Right. I can't remember which amendment it is.
So they're not engaging in commerce, therefore they don't need to have a license?
They don't need to be registered. They don't need to have a license because they are not engaging in commercial activity. They're engaging only in travel for private. So he's like, yeah, I don't have my car doesn't have plates. It hasn't for years. And I don't have a license for my private activity. I have it for my job and this and that. And I don't know what he wants me to engage with. Because I'm literally giving him wow.
Wow, I want to take off my license plates too, just based on this single conversation with a crazy person.
Yeah. And he keeps hitting me with like did you know that? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I sure didn't know that because it's not actually true. So he
like, how long is it going to take for you to get this cable installed? Because I would like you to leave now.
Yeah, and then he messed up the Wi-Fi on it anyway, so then he had to start over, and I was like, why? Just go away. So it was another 10 minutes of him retelling the same stories about how he's not subject to prosecution in the United States because he's a sovereign citizen. And I don't know what I was supposed to do with that information, but I've seen enough of the videos of them getting like pulled over and arrested to know that like, buddy, you think you're above all this stuff. It's just that like you... I did push back on him. The tiniest little pushback I gave him, like broke his entire world because he said like, oh, you can't be pulled over because it has to be an emergency situation, or you can't be stopped in traffic because it's required that it be an emergency situation. I was like, well, sure, but what if you were going exceedingly fast in like a school zone or there's children present? Wouldn't that constitute an emergency? He was like, well, yeah. And just had to stop for a while and reset.
Sure.
And then go back to his speech. And I was like, it wasn't even like, it was the most minor little pushback. And you could just tell that it's literally a memorized speech because he was going over all the, like, all the things, like, line by line. Points. Exactly. He was hitting all the talking points.
If I'm following his logic, using that term loosely, did his work van or whatever he showed up in, that has to have a license plate, right?
Correct, because that was, well, it's a Comcast.
How did he get a job without a license to drive that van?
I think
did you ask to see his credentials? Like,
what? I think the answer is that he's full of shit, right? Like he has a license.
Well, of course.
Yeah. I think
unless he got the job, then became a sovereign citizen, and then got rid of his license. You think?
I feel like if you're working a job where you're driving Comcast's vehicle, you are going to have to have a valid license.
That's what I'm saying.
Like you're gonna have to prove that to have that job.
I don't know if I trust this guy.
You know what, Max? Maybe I'm just not a cynic like you are, but I just trust my fellow man, especially when they're giving me valuable information. Like, just don't have a registration for your vehicle. Just don't do that. Because why give the government $90 or whatever it is to register your vehicle? Why do that when you can risk a gigantic fine by committing the most obvious crime possible by driving around without license plates on your car?
Yeah, and it's let's be honest, it's just a lame crime too. Like if you're gonna commit crimes on principle, like make them at least reasonable.
Like what?
I mean, I feel like if you want to stay on the side of good, you got to pick something that doesn't like technically hurt anybody. Like if you're gonna make your point, it can't be just I'm not carrying a license with me. It has to be. I'm having trouble thinking of an example, though. What would be a crime you can commit that would not hurt anybody?
Theft.
Well, I was stealing food from the dumpster, says horror. Is
there
that
we go. I don't know if it is a crime. Is it a crime? Find out. Hold on.
I feel like the dumpster is public public
Yeah, because
property.
isn't if it's trash, it's
Not though.
Horror says it is. I'm inclined to trust Horror. Horror's never given me a sovereign citizen speech, so I'm inclined to trust.
I mean, that is a fair argument.
Okay.
Did you guys ever, when you were
stealing
younger,
food from a dumpster
sorry.
can have legal repercussions depending on the location and specific circumstances. Generally in the U.S., once trash is placed on the curb, it's considered abandoned. Okay. However, the legality of dumpster diving, which includes taking food, hinges on the dumpster's location, whether it's considered public or private property. So if you dumpster dive on private property, trespassing. Some jurisdictions consider taking items from a dumpster, even if discarded, as theft, if the items are still considered the property of the dumpster owner or a waste management company. So if they were intended for donation or recycling, that might be an issue. And there's some counties that have ordinances that prohibit this, calling it kind of trespassing or theft or even littering. So I guess maybe just make sure the dumpster's on public property. And what is that thing? I feel like, Anywho, we are learning. We're learning tonight. Tonight is a learning night. I have an amazing factoid that's related.
Corbin, your spirit animal is the raccoon. Do you think that would make you more apt at diving into a dumpster and finding sustenance than the rest of us?
Yes.
I thought so.
I have no doubt in my mind that I would be very well equipped to dive into a dumpster to find plenty of resources that I need to get by.
What he's saying is that when the apocalypse happens, Corbin will be the last one standing.
Yeah, maybe somebody won on your team.
Stand a pretty good chance.
Out of the people in SPS, absolutely you would be. There's no question.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to hang out with Corbin in the apocalypse because he's going to fish and we're going to have food. Right,
yeah,
buddy?
he's the only one who knows how to do anything, so it's all...
It'll be Dan and I, and then we'll just somehow manage to keep the rest of you guys alive. Matt will probably be all right.
I don't think... Corbin, you haven't played Donut County, have you?
What is Donut County?
I was going to say, I know that sounds like a suspiciously named game, but it's a game that stars a raccoon.
Game? Oh.
Yeah.
You should play it. SML says, why Save Point Society? Also, I used to help run a website named Save Continue. I missed that site. Owner was a D-bag.
Well, hopefully
it happens. It happens. Why Save Point Society? Why? How did we come up with this?
We were kicking around. Honestly, so we knew it was going to be game themed, so we were kicking that around. And I think originally we were on Save Point Social Club or something like that. It was the original concept. We wanted it to. We liked the alliteration. We thought that sounded fun. And I think we decided on Save Point kind of earlier on. And then I don't know how we ended up with Society, but I think it just sounded better. We were just kicking around ideas. Like it was a process. It was a focus
there was a lot of iterations.
Yep.
I think it's because we live in a society.
That's the one.
Why.
Yeah. I mean, one of the original kind of concepts for this show, we wanted to do a collective where we all kind of weighed in. And like, if you watch some of our earlier VODs and stuff, like we would pick topics, we'd research them and kind of have this whole presentation going on. And there's probably we'll probably return to that at some point. But as we all got busier, it was like, wow, it's a ton of work. We backed off to just sort of more of a traditional Twitch stream, but leaving it open that if conversations came up, we'd try to do a full dive into interesting topics like sovereign citizens, etc., and allow those tangents to go by. So I think that's sort of a collective. We like the words, we put them together after deciding on a few. We kind of like the way it sounded, and it's more or less not that all that much more deeper meaning to it now that we examine it, but it is how it is.
I think the nail in the coffin of the name was in a positive way. Was the merch idea of save.society, so that it would read save dot, and that the dot being the point society. Yeah, that's a killer shirt idea, and that was. Yep. So what you do is, as all good brandings, you come up with the merch first, and then you
of course
force the channel in to fit the merch that we don't make. And that's the
we're
story.
brand first. We're brand first.
We should start making some merch, I think.
seems to be the case, yeah.
Sure we do. Oh, I got stupid merch. I know the allure of fun merch. Yeah, I used to. So SML, I used to have a podcast as well. It was a medical history podcast. Ran for 3.5 years. Poor historians, and we had merch too. We sold a little bit of merch here and there. It was pretty fun. It's pretty fun to design, and then sort of a headache to keep up with. It was my thing. 10 years, 10 listeners is a great shirt. It's a great shirt. That's pretty amazing. You mentioned that website that you helped like kind of co-manage and whatnot. What was it called? It was called Save Continue.
We do supposedly have an ad break in 20 seconds, by the way, Max.
Oh, we have an ad break. Okay.
Supposedly.
We never know when they're actually going to hit.
Mm-hmm.
But what was the... Yeah, we will, Acolyte. We will definitely be careful with that. It's going to be...
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. What other meaning could that possibly have, Acolyte?
We'll include the point in there. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's... Whoopsie daisy.
Well, now we have to change our entire show brand. Thanks a lot,
we got to start all the way over. Great. And we just got... What are we? Affiliate, not too long ago.
Yep.
Damn it.
Well, not much longer.
Yeah.
Big Xfinity is going to crash on our stream after you
honestly
called
after
out their tech.
Well, if they didn't get mad at us after my absolute crash out on Thursday, then
Yeah,
I think that I
pull.
was emotional and vulnerable, and I
go.
shouldn't have been on the internet.
Oh, nicely done. Oh.
Well, it was nicely done.
I like Rodney Mullen doing an entire pool grind and then just falling on the ground. Make him humble. I miss the Iron Sheik every time it plays. You know that? I really do.
Why is the Sheik
Brendan,
one?
did you ever
Sheik
get
one
to?
was still quiet. That might have
we're
just been me,
we're
though.
at ads. We're at ads. What's that?
The Sheik one still sounded quiet to me. That was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe it might just be a quieter sound, and I'm used to getting yelled at by T-Bones and Scott Steiner.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I think I just scream out.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems fun.
Wow, my ankle.
Well, if Corbin is to be believed, this man's ankles will never be the same.
Whoa.
You get like a bonus for doing the whole pool. So I'm trying to do that. There we go.
Yeah. We'll have to take you up on that, SML. We'll have to expand our library a little bit.
They may be at ad, looks like, so. I'll talk.
Corbin, how you doing on this map, by the way? Sorry, I was just BSing about my hatred for Xfinity, and
I got third. Good.
hey, you won the bronze.
All right, nice.
Good enough for
Downtown.
me. Take that. Good enough for who it's for.
All right,
That's
we're
right.
back. We're back.
Howdy.
Lots of wrestling, weird stuff. Our friends have said stuff like that. Over 200 clips. That's a fair amount. We've got a little buildup of them because I use, like, with my podcast background, like I was so used to grabbing audio clips that I would use that if we think of something dumb, we're kind of adding more and more from like our nostalgia. Yeah, go for it. You can feel free to send it, whisper it over to or whatever. I think
Some Teddy
we'll
Long
allow
play?
this.
Is it going to be a tag team match? I bet it is.
Yeah, I like grabbing audio. We've just kind of been going through. We haven't put them all up yet, but we have some audio clips that just kind of harken back to our younger days. Hence the Skeletor, Beastman, Macho Man, CKY stuff. We're brainstorming some more of that to grab and put up there. I'm curious. You know, if anybody would have heard of this, SML. Have you ever watched the Naked Trucker and T-Bone show? And if the answer is yes, do you have a favorable opinion of it?
If it's no,
Yeah.
then I don't think we want to hear it.
No.
Of course.
It was weird. It was definitely weird. So The other night, not on stream, but off stream, we were talking about the Naked Trucker and T-Bone show because I grabbed a couple of sound clips and put them in our Discord, like our friend's Discord that we use. And we, like a collection of 6 of us, loved that show. It was super weird. And like, honestly, I don't know objectively that anybody would say it was good. It had its moments, certainly, but it was just kind of off-putting. But we loved it. I don't know why we loved it so much. And we were looking. We could not find it. It was on streaming services. None of us had any... You don't get any credit for owning a taxi, for crying out loud? But none of us had any like DVD copies of it, because I don't know that they ever released one. And they only did like 1 season, 7 episodes or something. But somewhere deep, deep, deep down in the archives of the interwebs, we actually found a site that had the entire library. And so we ended up watching like the first or second episode again, and it was just as off-putting and charming as we remembered it. And so we're probably going to add a bunch of Naked Trucker and T-Bone's quotes to the sound
theory
rewards.
That the reason we like it so much is because it's honestly weird. Like, I feel like there was a period after and I always go back to this as my frame of reference, but this really is like, in my mind, this is when like companies started to like actively try to like just be as weird as they could, was post the Quiznos commercials, post the Sponge Monkeys.
Sure.
And I feel like people started using like just being weird as advertising. And I didn't get that feeling from Naked Trucker and T-Bones. It felt like this is just honestly really weird entertainment from some really weird guys.
Nice.
And they don't care that it's not going to be, because it wasn't going to be commercially successful ever. They were
in no universe was that going to play a large...
No.
I mean, other than it was on Comedy Central, but I think we looked into it. It was kind of like nepotism that got it on there anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it was post Anchorman. So after Anchorman,
was it?
I think so. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's when is Keckner? I can't remember how you say his name.
Koechner, I think.
Koechner, that's it. Yeah, the traditional pronunciation. But I feel like that's where he got his like name out there. 'Cause I think we said that Naked Trucker and T-Bone was like 2007.
Oh, you're right. It is post that. Okay, good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
So I think his name had
seems
some...
so much earlier.
The Mentos Spider commercial. I don't remember that one, Acolyte. It sounds...
Yes, SML, that's terrifying. Where we found it. Yep. Mentos Spider commercial. Yeah, I don't know that one either. But that was also probably like... When was Adult Swim like super crazy popular with the weirdest stuff I could think of?
It was like the early 2000s, I think.
Yeah, maybe it was a little bit before.
I think it was post... Yeah, maybe like the mid aughts or so.
Aw, Mo, you have a good night. Thanks for the sub,
Thank
brother.
you, Mo. We appreciate
Never
you.
expected, always appreciated.
I'm watching the Mentos Spider commercial right now, by the way. It's not what I was expecting. That was a fun kind of weird. I like that.
I don't remember that.
Expecting.
Yeah, the super weird stuff on Adult Swim wasn't really my jam. I did like Aqua Teen was good.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
mean,
as
Aqua Teen
weird
was...
as it got, man. What are you talking about?
No, there were
Aqua
weirder
Teen
like...
was so bizarre when it
No,
first came
Tim
out.
and Eric was way weirder.
Yeah, but Aqua Teen was definitely leading a charge of just strange.
I don't deny that. Yeah, I don't know. I got the same kind of honest weird vibe from it. Whereas not that Tim and Eric weren't honest with what they did, but it really was with them. It was just like, how uncomfortable can we make the audience?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So it's like almost the target. The target like of the joke becomes the audience.
Right. I feel like Aqua Teen was weird just by its nature. I don't know how to describe it. Whereas Tim and Eric was kind of like a... Go ahead.
I apologize for cutting you off. I was gonna say, like, Aqua Teen is... I feel like it... I don't know this for a fact, but I feel like it was born of a ton of inside jokes that were nonsensical. Like, that we all, as friend groups, have. And it just... They were like, you know what, we came up with these characters and these bits. We're going to just animate this and let it live its own life. And I think it did.
I feel
My
like
favorite character, I think, still is when Zach Wilde was like a guest star on it.
Oh yeah.
They like we're always like just trying to get away from Zach Wilde as he's like trying to rock out with him. Like, I don't know why that was ever in there, but that was just like one of my favorite memories from that show. It was like,
Danzig was
what
also
is that?
pretty good as a guest character.
Yeah, the Danzig episode with the sprinklers
Yeah.
of blood. Yeah,
Where
it was
they
good
could,
stuff.
if they could get the blood to run up the walls. That was his number one request to buy Carl's cursed house.
But there was an
no, I don't
Aqua Teen
remember
Hunger
Aqua
Force
Teen
game?
Game. Yeah.
No, I don't remember that. That probably
What
would have
kind
come
of
out.
game
in the
was it?
No, I just
PS2.
unlocked a bunch of stuff. That's
A
cool.
golf game?
Golf game?
Pardon me?
Wait, what's happening?
Horror said that there was an Aqua Teen Hunger Force game, and then SML said that, or asked, wasn't it a golf game? That would make sense.
Looking it up.
We have
PlayStation 2.
Wikipedia
I have a
linked.
PlayStation 2.
You sure do.
Can I find this physical copy? How much is a physical copy? Yes, I know I could do a ROM. But...
Gonna be so expensive.
All right, how much do you think it is? Let's see.
The gameplay, the golf segment of the game features 9 holes. Okay.
Well, there's a sketchy seller that has it for $70. Sketchy with like no reviews.
Wow.
Hey Brandon, can I borrow $70?
Yes.
Here's another one.
You can absolutely borrow $70 from Brandon.
Oh,
Okay, thank
well,
you.
I wasn't sure, but Corbin sounds confident, and
Well, here's
as
another
we discovered
copy.
tonight, when someone sounds confident and they talk to me, I'm going to do what they say. So
Yeah.
See?
Well, here's another copy for that it comes in a case. It says score 90. I think that's it's $1,699. It's officially rated copy.
SNL found one on eBay for $50.
Okay, all right. Hey Brandon,
We're
can I borrow
getting there.
$50?
No, Corbin said you can only borrow 70. Sorry.
Okay. Can you Venmo me?
Those are the rules, man.
Yeah. So sorry.
How
$70.
is this
Take it or
game?
leave it, Max.
I'm gonna see. Let's see. Aqua.
Don't try your financial wizardry on
SML.
me.
Did you guys review this game? Your podcast has been running for a while. Would this one come up? Oh, something's happening. Something's happening. Seth Gamer Hideaway. New follower of the SPS.
howdy, howdy.
Hello, sir.
Welcome.
Hello, Seth.
Welcome.
Welcome, Seths. I guess just
Welcome in.
Seths is possessive. Yeah.
Why
Seth.
are you making it
It's-
weird, Brandon?
I think it's possessive.
Well, because we greet all new followers with an awkward fist bump, I felt like a little bit of awkward dialogue would help.
Okay,
Spur that along.
it's fair. Can you do your awkward fist bump? I really like your. There
Of course
we go.
I can. It's
There we go.
just you start loose and then you at the then you
Yeah,
get,
but when you look into the
and you go
camera, like
vertical.
you look into the camera and you slowly came
Oh.
at it in a way that was like kind of threatening.
well now I'm
I
thinking
really
about it,
appreciated
so
that.
I can't do it now.
Can you just try and be threatening, Brandon? I don't understand.
That was all for you,
No.
by the way. All that
Yeah.
all that awkwardness, all yours. I appreciate you following and welcome. Literally obsessed with this game and can't wait to pre-order 3+4. Second person tonight. Coming
When
in
does,
and exact same thing. When does it come out?
Do we know when 3+4 comes out, or like when it's set for pre-order?
Like,
Oh, it's on the
tomorrow,
horizon.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah. It's like right around the corner. I think it comes out this month, actually. I think it's like middle of the month. Don't
It's
quote
true.
me on that because I am not positive, but
July 11th.
11th. We'll quote Gamer Hideaway.
correct.
The countdown is on. 10 days.
Yeah, that's this is like we've just been chilling and chatting, but just like hearing the skateboard trick, hearing the sounds of the game, and watching you fall over and over again
The
and get hit by
memorable
cars.
soundtrack that we're
Very memorable.
hearing tonight.
I forgot how annoying the challenges are in this game, though. Like, that part isn't super fun. I'll be honest.
Well,
Just to unlock, like, the other levels, like, okay,
Sure.
fine, whatever.
did you get to did you get to be the bum character? Was it what
Darth
was his
Vader?
name?
Darth Maul?
No, you could actually be a skateboarding unhoused person because it was a different time.
I thought you said the Bong character, and I was like, man, that seems edgy for the PS1
No,
slash
no,
PS2 days.
no. That's ridiculous. They had an actual unhoused dude who was like a character.
I
What's
see.
his name? He's got his name. Darth Maul was 3. Yeah, they added some of that stuff later. What was the something? The Magic Bum was his name.
You're right. I remember this. Let's see. Bum
Tony.
character.
I think was it Tony Hawk 1 or 2? Ollie.
Ollie. Of course, it's Ollie. Why would we
Ollie the
remember
Magic
that?
Bum. Yep. Yep. Wonder if they took that out.
It's a good
Can't
question.
imagine that they would do that. Can't imagine why. Oh, come on.
Oh, nice stall there though. Wall plant.
I remember playing as Darth Maul a lot, and I don't remember why. I feel like he was like just supposed to be like a really strong skater and was like basically the best or something.
You
at
sure
some
it
time.
wasn't? It's because he was Darth freaking Maul. Like,
Could have been
I would
that.
have needed much more beyond that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was using the Force to like be good at skateboarding. I mean,
Yeah, fair.
cheating,
Fair.
right?
Pre-order gets 3 plus 4, 4 days early on July 7th. Okay.
Also, for you, it's
6
we're
days
inside
left.
a week. Set's ready to go.
Which
What was it?
which
Are you
skater
prepping,
gonna
Seth?
start
Are you doing your
with?
training?
Ooh, that's a good point. Yeah, who's your go-to skater? Was Bam ever in the game? I can't remember.
Bam was. I can't remember if he was in the original ones, but he's gonna be making an appearance in this new remake of 3 and 4.
Yeah, all right. Hell
I'm
yeah.
sure he could use the royalties.
I actually like that he has like kind of gotten his shit back together, like
Well, good.
Yeah.
big way. Like especially like what was it 2021? I was like, oh, we're gonna wake up to like an obituary on
Yeah.
like TMZ or something for him.
Oh,
And-
since
Well,
you're
then
making me
was it-
think of Bam Margera, I'm gonna give you a mustard man. That's what I'm gonna do.
Was it last year or was it this year when he was also struggling?
Last it was I think 23 when he like I don't know was like off hiding in the woods or something and like
Yeah.
threatening
He's
to
going
like,
through a
off
lot.
himself. Yeah, well, he was like, he was gonna like go down by like the river and do meth till he died or something was some threat that he made. I think.
Yeah.
I was like, that seems like not a good way to go.
No.
But it's by your own
He's-
terms, so
But he seems to have
guess-
gotten things back together and back in line, and
well, that's good.
good for him.
Good. He looks a crazy bit amount like his dad now. It's pretty crazy.
A
It's
crazy bit, like he
crazy
looks
bit amount like
exactly
his
Phil. Dude, are you kidding? He's like
Yeah.
he's like a skinny version of Phil.
better Phil than Uncle Vito. Oh, bear.
God.
Yep. Didn't he get arrested for something? He had like,
Bear? No, he's
Don
he-
Vito?
yeah.
Don Vito definitely got. I think it was for like groping some chick at a bar or something.
Oh,
Oh
great.
God, yeah, that's
gross.
Like
that
like
tracks.
we're really surprised. You know.
No, yeah, not at all. Well,
Oh,
I guess we can be honest about one thing. Thanks to Bam Margera, Vito's life actually did something. Because otherwise, what would his existence have been? Like that show definitely gave that guy's life way more meaning than anybody could have guessed.
he
in its own
probably
strange
would've
way.
just he would have continued just skateboarding, like him and Brandon Novak, like as
No,
kids
no.
were-
I mean, I'm talking about Don
he
Vito.
means Don Vito.
Oh, Don Vito,
like-
yeah. No, he would have just been that drunk creep in the bar, like drinking it, like
Right.
you know,
So nothing changed.
7 a.m. Yeah, he just
Other
was
than he
able to
has-
do it on TV. I guess.
Yeah, he has a
is the
tiny
only-
somebody
amount
else's
of
paycheck, I'm sure.
pseudo-fame. Yeah.
Which video is it where he drinks like 50 schnapps shots?
Oh God, I don't remember.
Seth says Bam was in every game from Pro Skater 3 and every game since. Go-to skater swaps between Create a Skater and is that Nyjah Houston?
Yeah,
Big fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
As we have established, I am generously, charitably a poser when it comes to anything skate related.
Sure.
But I do enjoy
I-
watching the man do the tricks on the television screen. So
if you guys get a chance, you should go see some of the highlights from the X Games this year. I mean, people were hitting some pretty wild stuff.
Okay. Been a
some
while
kid
since I
hit-
watched.
Some kid just hit it was like a triple back-to-back 1080s on the vert ramp, and I was like, this is insane.
Impressive.
Like,
It's impressive. We should have a night. I don't know how you can do this.
6.
We should have a night where we just find every old skateboarding video we can and just watch them.
You just pull up a YouTube window and put it in the game.
No, I know, but like just fair. Yeah, I mean fair. But like,
What?
I haven't just sat and watched a skateboarding video. Like, but I want to see. I don't necessarily want new ones. I want to see something from like 1996. You know what I mean?
I'm sure. Just YouTube like old skating compilations or something.
But I'm saying like on stream it'd be pretty fun. I'm not saying I can't find them now. I'm just saying like as a show it'd be fun together to watch those if we could.
I don't understand what you mean. How are we going to do that, Max?
Don't worry about it. We'll figure it
Brandon,
out.
he wants to bond with us by watching old skate videos online. All right, don't take that away from him.
I mean, literally.
Can we watch
pretty much
sumo
what I
wrestling
said.
too? You promise?
Oh, absolutely. But there's channels that already do that.
Well, yeah, but it's like us and that one furry guy. We could beat him. We're funnier than him.
That's true. got a
Maybe
pretty
we
cool
could
VTuber.
watch some candlestick bowling on stream. And
I will
really-
watch Candlestick Bowling. Are you kidding me?
What is candlestick bowling? What does that mean?
You don't know what Candlestick Bowling? He doesn't know
Is
what
it literally
Candlestick
you-
Bowling is.
Is it? Shut up!
This
Shut up!
guy.
Don't make fun of me! Shut up! Shut up! Is it literally like you replace the pins with like? Is it with candlestick? Or like
So
with the
Candlestick
pins?
Bowling. And, oh, by the way, Corbin, Seth agrees with you on the X Games being.
I'm embarrassed now.
awesome.
I don't want to be.
No, you
It's
know
so
what?
insane. Some of the BMX tricks, some dude hit like, I forget what they called it. It was like a double cork. It basically looked like a double flat spin on like the big air on a BMX bike. And I was like, this is one of the most insane things I've ever seen.
Is that what
It's just-
candlestick
it's-
bowling is?
It's so rad to see
Yes.
like these sports continue to like every year, like it continues to progress. And like you'd think that at some point they're gonna run out of ideas and someone comes up with something insane every year. It just shouldn't be physically possible, and yet it happens.
Well, that's how sports are, though, right? Like if you go back and watch like old NFL games or old NHL games, and then you see like, sorry, Max, and then you see like Nathan McKinnon do what he does. Like it's mind blowing. Sports evolve. It's cool to watch.
It is. And SML is saying watched some Armored MMA the other night. Yeah, I've
watched
seen
it the
Armored
night.
MMA, and it's
It
Dude,
is
that
like
thing-
the most like Eastern European thing ever.
it is a
All
lot.
those guys
It's
are
a
like
lot.
Russian. Yeah.
It sounds super dangerous.
It's
Well, it
exactly
is.
what it would be, Brandon. Like,
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
It's
hitting each other with
dudes.
swords and everything
Yep.
like that. But
Oh,
Brandon,
they get weapons. I
Candlestick
thought they were just
Bowling,
punching.
not when they're armored and they're swinging actual swords. They're in heavy plate armor, and they
so
are
how-
actually hitting each other with swords.
So that's not MMA. That's just a sword fight. That's not
like, well,
count.
I mean,
it is a martial
theoretically, you
art.
could probably armbar a guy in a suit of plate. It's
Well,
not
and I suppose
likely,
swordplay
but
is a martial art, right? I suppose.
sure, it's mixed. You can like turn it around, hit him with the handle. It's mixed.
So
You
wait,
ask me a lot of
candlestick bowling.
questions.
You never answered my question.
I think it's funnier if I never explain it.
I
But
can just Google
it's
it.
a variation of bowling. It's a smaller bowling ball. The pins are like thin. They look like they look like those prayer candles. They're kind of like that sort of
Okay.
build. And it's like popular, I think, in the Northeast, like in Massachusetts and like a couple of random places in the Midwest. And it's a super niche thing. But one night I was bored and I watched an entire documentary about it because I love documentaries. And if it's an obscure and niche topic and I'm gonna be able to bring it up someday later on a stream, like I'm
Yeah.
probably going to watch it. And so yeah, there's a whole candlepin documentary on YouTube.
That's the least surprising thing I've heard that you watched a documentary on that. Didn't
Yeah,
we
the
watch
whole
one
thing.
on mini golf too? Wasn't there?
I did sit and watch candlepin bowling with Max one night on stream
Yeah.
on Discord, and I was like, I don't know why I'm having a good time doing this because it doesn't make any sense. Like, it really. And what we were watching was from God, when was it? It was like the late '80s.
Yeah, it's something
So
like that.
It was like, yeah, it was a thing. It was a vibe for
But
sure.
my thing, I love obscure pockets of people who really like a thing I've never heard of. You know what I mean? Like if there's a bunch of people that love this variation of bowling to the point where they have like their own society about it and they are hyper fixated on it. They know all the famous people. Like
Society,
there was
you
one
say?
guy in that documentary was like the legend of Candlestick Bowling, and I definitely forgot his name. But I love knowing that guy's life is being the hero of Candlestick Bowling, and just it's so obscure, and I might be the only one who ever cares about it besides the other 300 people who saw the documentary. But I love that niche.
Candle Jack, I believe, was his name.
Yeah, well, he had his
that-
first and last name on the show. Yeah.
That I think is a Freakazoid reference for all you Freakazoid fans.
Okay.
I think it is anyway.
Cartoon,
I could
right?
be wrong. Yep.
Like Saturday morning cartoon. I don't think it was Adult Swim.
No, it was like a
Was that
Saturday
Swim?
morning. It was like,
Okay.
I think it was around the time of like Animaniacs and that kind of stuff. I think.
Okay, yeah. I did like
It was
Animaniacs.
a spin-off from Animaniacs, I thought.
Oh, was it one of those that started on there
SNL
think
was a
so.
big Freakazoid
as
fan.
one of the little interlude things?
Yeah, I never got into Freakazoid.
I was a big fan. He had a fat cat. We stand fat cats here.
What about the like weekday afternoon cartoons when you got home from school? Those like you had your choice. You could watch Dinosaurs, that was usually on. But then you'd have a few. You'd have like Animaniacs and stuff.
God, we got to go over like bummer endings someday on the show.
Bummer
Because
endings.
Dinosaurs notoriously has like series endings that are like an insane.
Oh really?
Bummer.
I don't.
'Cause
I,
do you not know this?
Wait,
I did, dude. I was the '90s. I was like a child. I didn't pay attention to anything, but
Oh
Are
man,
you talking
don't
about,
remember
the
being-
show that was like basically a ripoff of like Married
The
with
Jim
Children
Henson's-
of Dinosaurs.
kind of.
that
Yeah.
what you're
I mean,
talking
that's
about?
fair. Yeah, that's
yeah,
fair.
the not the mama, the Jim Henson's Dinosaurs. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it has moments. Yeah, I guess it was
I was
kind of Married
enthralled.
with Children. I watched a lot
Yeah,
of
it
Married
was.
with Children as a kid.
Me
I
too.
wonder if that holds up. Does it hold up
well,
nowadays?
I don't think that they would be able to make that show today.
No,
it's-
probably not.
it is still extremely funny. I own the whole series because I just
Really?
great show. Yep.
Excellent.
You're the first
I-
person I've ever heard of that owns the entire series. of
I-
this show.
Well,
impressed.
the later seasons are probably not worth it, but it was like $30 for the entire series. I was like, well, okay.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
great show.
Jim Henson's Dinosaurs. I loved that show as a kid. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was. I can't remember the other shows that were on around it, but that one was like always on when I got home from school.
Also, to clarify, I was talking about Married with Children, not Jim Henson's Dinosaurs, when I said I owned the whole series, just in case I wasn't sure.
I think that you own both. It's okay.
It's fine. It's fine. I think Married with Children, I wonder because I kind of want to watch it again just to see, like, in the modern lens, can it still hold its own? Because I think the jokes were usually aimed inward. Like, I know they're going to be crude. There's going to be definitely a lot of crudeness.
Of course.
But I have a feeling it holds up better than I think. Maybe I'm going to be pleasantly surprised.
It's just one of those shows where, like, I don't know how to. Just you gotta put yourself in the shut up horror. Give me that face. It's one of those shows where you gotta like how to just put yourself in the frame of mind of that time period. Because yeah, it's a lot of
Same
like
thing. I had the same thing.
yeah.
Totally did.
I just feel like even in 2025, Al Bundy scoring 4 touchdowns for Polk High is just an impressive thing. I feel like that record stands today.
Yeah, Al Bundy finding like 400 ways to call women fat though. is,
Well,
that's
it's probably less nuanced than I'm trying to give it credit
slightly
for.
less nuanced than you might like your modern comedy to be. But like I said, that's why it's one of those things where it's like contextualize it in your head and it's still funny. But
You could do a whole there's a PhD out there somewhere that wrote a dissertation on how
100%.
Al Bundy was like manifesting his inner turmoil and anger at the way his life had turned out, and that's why he's lashing out at society. Somebody's written that PhD. I'm gonna look up
There actually is
PhDs
there's
about Married with Children.
There's a YouTube channel. I can't remember the name of it right now off the top of my head. And it's not Blue Jay. That's a different YouTube channel. But his mascot is like a Blue Jay. It's like Joel or something. It's like really like a single name. But he does a bunch of like hour or 2 hour long like synopses or not like kind of reviews of old sitcoms.
Mhm.
And I know he's done
Interesting.
Married with Children. It was really interesting. His video on that was really good. I watched
There
his-
is a article I found, a journal of film and video from summer of 1990. It's entitled
was
"Ambivalent
still
Pleasure
going,
from
though.
Married with Children." So this
I know
is,
that it wasn't. I know that it wasn't popular like with critics at the time. I know critics did not like it.
Oh, I
It was
want a
far too
PhD
crude for
dissertation
them.
on this.
Well, boys,
EBSCO.
we're getting we're wrapping up here. I think we're right at about the 2-hour mark here,
Okay.
and
okay.
Corbin is
Sure.
rapidly flipping through menus or
Just
tricks.
doing some customizations because I didn't realize that these menus existed. So
Oh, excellent.
that one.
I don't know much. That's old stuff. Oh, we got an ad
But-
break coming. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna snooze. Snooze that ad break.
Yeah, snooze that
That's
ad
silly.
break.
We
Yeah.
got 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes of time. So, so yeah, we watched Corbin do a bunch of kickflips, a bunch of ollies.
Yeah.
Doing some
think we
grinds, a lot of falling,
Covered a lot of ground.
getting hit by cars. We've had we had a raid. Thank you, SML Podcast. Very kind of you
Of
again,
course.
stopping in. And by the way, the 6 degrees or 2 degrees from Truth Magnum, please let him know that Dr. Max is a huge fan. You know, if at all possible. Again, he knows me very well from Blue Sky.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure. Very, very,
You
very
guys
well.
are like best friends on there, right?
Yep, you've seen. He has liked like 5 or 6 things I've said.
Tell him that he can do whatever he wants to Sean if he will be on the show.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, if he wants to be a guest, let him know. It's fine. I really, I'll make time for him. It's great. Told your friend that that's fair. I mean, that's fair. I am jealous. Just what it is. So I hope you have hope it's a good time over there at Dynamite as well. And
I'm sure it will
thanks
be.
to we have a few new subs tonight, right?
Thanks for coming
of-
in. Yeah.
and
new
One
subs
of them
are
might
big.
be an internal sub, but we do have some
No,
other
you don't have
subs
to.
as well.
Well,
We have a
you
couple
know
new
what?
organic followers. We got Seth's here. We have
Brandon,
Patrick
you're
from
just
earlier.
fulfilling your destiny of being a sub, and that's okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm not here to judge you.
It's what I always knew I was going to be. So I just got there sooner than I thought I would. Hey, but hey, thank you all so much for stopping by. We really do appreciate it. We like to cover tons of various topics. We like to play various video games on the stream. So if you have any suggestions for topics you'd like us to cover or any games you'd like us to play here on stream, please whisper us here on Twitch.
I'll play
Leave it.
whatever you want me to play.
Corbin will do whatever you want. Comment on a video over on our YouTube channel. All of our VODs go up on YouTube at Save Point Society. Or shoot us an
like
email
this music
on
backing to your outro.
savepointsociety@gmail.com. I'll like, comment, subscribe, please. All that kind of engagement really helps the channel, really helps us grow, really helps us get this premium content out to the masses who need it, the society that needs us to save it.
There we go. There we go. And thanks again, SML. We'll see you in the near future, I'm sure. And let's go see if there's anybody on here to raid.
Why does Rodney's
get 'em.
face look so weird?
Ragged's still going, and it's Ragged's birthday, so we should go to Ragged.
Oh, it's
Oh,
Ragged's
yeah, let's
birthday.
go wish
All right,
Ragged
can
a
we?
happy
So
birthday.
Ragged, it's not only her birthday, but it's also Canada Day. She is in Canada.
That's true.
So it's Ragged Day
Wait,
first,
so-
Canada Day second. We should definitely go say
Her
hello. So if
birthday
everybody,
is Canada's birthday? That's kind of awesome.
Correct.
well, Canada's birthday is her birthday, if we're being
Well,
fair. But
Canada-
we want to show one of our friendly friends to the north a little bit of love. Let's go do that.
Canada
for
is
birthday
amazing.
Wishes.
I love Canada.
And thank you everybody for sticking by. Check out Ragged Stream. Give a follow if you enjoy, and we'll catch you all next time. So we get this
Kisses.
loaded up.
Love you. Bye.
It takes a second for the raid to go out, guys. So you have
Yeah.
to keep staring awkwardly.
Oh, we have to keep talking, or do we have to keep engaging?
Well, not anymore.